Good evening, everyone. Thanks for the opportunity given. Uh, I think, first of all, I have to thank Shekhar. Without Shekhar, I wouldn't have been where I am today. Uh, so in 2000, I was a cricketer aspiring to play for the country. Went on to play the junior state, was in the state province, faded out after that. Then got into banking. Uh, Everybody said against my wishes. Everybody pushed me into banking because they said the banking career safety first. Somebody is giving you a job for your cricket, so better go and join. So I joined against my wishes, though my family pushed me in. I went and joined Indian Bank as in the sports quota and played for Indian Bank for 13 years. And then once I stopped playing, it kind of hit me as to what I was doing with my career. Married, 34, with two daughters. I took a plunge when my neighbor who was starting a payment gateway said, Ramki, you don't fit in as a banker. Why don't you join us as a marketing manager? It is just that God keeps throwing opportunities at you, and I happened to notice one of those. And I said straight away, I'm on board, and I didn't like the banking environment out there. It is not designed for high performance. So I kind of, when given the opportunity, I quit public sector, went into private sector, that to an IT industry. And when I joined there, it was 2000. And when I joined there after a month, the dot-com bubble broke. And they were starting a payment gateway, and that got shelved. So I was at the crossroads thinking what I was doing, resigning my public sector job, safety job, and here in a private sector. And what I went in for now is not there. So what do I do? And the promoters of that company asked me, Ramki, what are you going to do? And I said, I'll stick to sports and convert sports and technology. So that's how I started. And initial stages, we were looking at, a video-based motion analysis system. We went on introducing visual-based coaching in India. And that's where Shekhar played a very good role in giving me the opportunity to work with MRF Pace Foundation, working with Dennis Lilly, Shekhar, great opportunity. I jumped on it and I showed them what can be done. Though there was resistance from Dennis in terms of he was thinking that the software can produce fast bowlers on its own. I said nobody produces on their parents, and I, I joined them and started producing results for Dennis, and soon he became a big fan of what we were doing, and it greatly augmented his coaching. So from 2001 to 2003, did a lot of analysis among mini bowlers, the company of all the top coaches in the world. And initially, I was trying to sell licenses of the software, but couldn't. So I started providing services, and that really picked up. Everybody was happy with me doing the technology job, and the coaches were happy doing their job. And so we were augmenting the coaches, in terms of their coaching, in terms of their feedback, how there is an explosion of data happening around the athlete and how we can capture that and provide that to the athlete as a feedback. And when it was served through the intelligence was served through the through mouth of Dennis Lee, Shekhar, it got really well accepted. So that is a key thing in terms of having the buy-in of people, having the buy-in of the coaches, buy-in of the players, that you can contribute. Because in India, it's more like, what cricket have you played? So only people who have played for India have an authority to talk. So they didn't accept us such. What cricket have you played was the question. And so in fact, one of the meetings where a few of young cricketers, I don't want to name them, but they all joined together and said, Ramki, what cricket have you played? It was a sarcastic remark. They were trying to put me down. And I responded saying I had to push them back. I said, I've not played the level of cricket that you guys have played, but I know one thing for sure. They said, what? I know I'm far more intelligent than all 15 of you put together. I had to push them down, but immediately said, I have greatest of respect for your skills. So that is one. But I have a skill set which is different from all of yours. So I have a right to be here, add value to you. So that's where the confidence essentially came from working with Dennis Lee, Shekhar, and all that grounding of 100,000 cricketers. in the company of all the top coaches in the world before I joined the Indian team. So it was at a meeting in the NCA. John Wright said, make a presentation to the coaches on visual-based coaching. And the coaches were all the legends, Kirmani, Rojo Binni, Kiran More, Prasanna was there. So it is a phenomenal lineup out there of coaches. And I was asked to make a presentation. Me as a cricketer, young cricketer, who had looked upon them, now I was making a presentation to them on visual-based coaching. And it was a 45-minute session. But then everybody liked this the session so much that they asked me to continue. John asked me to continue for the entire day. At the end of the day, he asked me, Ramki, do you want to join the Indian team? The money is not great, but I said, no Indian would refuse that offer. I'm on board straight away. So I joined the team at 30,000 rupees a month. At that point of time, it was, but it was not the money. It is a joy, and it's a satisfaction of rubbing shoulders with the greats in the dressing room that propelled me to take the decision. And today I am what I am because of that decision. And thanks, Shekhar. Thanks for all the support you have given me. I would like to place here also on one occasion where we all thought Bob Ullman was a very tech-savvy coach. And we always talk about leadership and change and embracing change. And Bob Ullman was tried something different with the earphone, and that was there. And we all thought he was good. And there was a international cricket coaches conference in Sri Lanka. And I wrote to Bob, and Bob said, "I'll be glad to share the podium with you." So I went there, and the tournament organizer, the event organizer said, Shekhar and myself went there, and the event organizer said, you can't go in unless you pay 5,000 rupees and register for the program. So I didn't have any money at that point of time, and Shekhar was the one who paid me for that. He sponsored that 5,000 rupees, and he enabled me to go and make the presentation along with Bob Ulmer. And Bob introduced me saying, so far we've been using the video camera for coaching, and Ramki is now coming to show us something which is going to take coaching to new levels. And that's why the first time when computers and cameras were all integrated, and the output was there for the coach to augment the coach and their coaching methodologies. So that's how it's all started. And then I joined the Indian team in 2003. When I joined the team, he asked Rahul Dravid what kind of team meetings happen. And he said, we all used to assemble in the coach's room. And they used to order French fries and samosas, all that which is banned today. And, there used to be an informal discussion. And last 5 minutes, they'll say, tomorrow is an important game, they'll say Kelo. So that was team meeting for me. And, I was surprised, because even for my club game, we used to prepare better. And here in a national team, the preparation was informal. So I asked, we were going to Australia. Australia was my first tour with the Indian team. And we were going to Australia. And I asked Saurav, how do you prepare for the game? And he said, no, we all have played against each other, and we will pass on the knowledge to the youngsters. And I said, is there any data collected? He said, nobody has done it so far. Then I said, do you know anybody in ESPN, and can you get me the tapes of the Ashes series? Ashes is the England versus Australia series, where Australia was beaten by England. So then, Saurav came to Australia armed with 25 VHS tapes. Those days were VHS tapes. And I spent my first week in Australia, logged in my room. I didn't see the outside of the Australia. I was locked inside my room, digitizing those 25 VHS tape, and then mining that information. And for the first time in the history of Indian cricket, competitive intelligence was provided in a visual manner. I think so that really picked up, and as Giri was mentioning about John Wright asking me to hold on and not give away everything at once, because we were asked to give small dosages of medicine. And we did that, and the competitive intelligence became a big hit. Everybody loved it. They all felt it, it was very, very useful for their preparation. At that level, it is not about technique. From 2001 to 2003, we were all about technique. While I was working with Shekhar and Dennis, and learned a lot about fast bowling, the nuances of fast bowling, the biomechanics of fast bowling, all that we learned. But at that level, at the Indian team level, it's all about strategy and gameplay, which is going to win. Because John Wright said, Ramki, if I change somebody's technique, nobody's going to extend my contract. My contract is going to be extended only if I win the series. So it is all about gameplay, strategy, and how do you derive these strategies from data. And we didn't have any data at that point of time. We used to go to Cricinfo's office. I've gone to Cricinfo office at 3 o'clock in the morning also. And we have sat down, got all the information which we want. And I started realizing that the only way I can satisfy John is to have a backend data center recording all the videos, collecting data from that. And that's how we started. And we were the first ones to have an exclusive backend data center. When we started, even if I wanted a mouse pad, people will say, is Australia buying it? So only we will do everything, only in Australia does it. So we're always following Australia and we were supposed to beat them. So I said, India is a hub of technology and we'll make the world follow what we are doing. And today we are very close to that, where the whole world is looking at what we are doing. And I think it's a great support from all the people, all the coaches, all the selectors. And over the years, I mean, I think as leaders, anything new, there is going to be a resistance to change. And here was Shekhar throwing me in the middle. And there is a resistance to change. And, we worked towards that. We made people realize the benefit of it. In fact, B. Arun, the bowling coach of Indian team very recently, so he told me before joining the Indian team, Ramki, I was one of the coaches who resisted you 18 years back. So, but today I realize how critical the role you are playing. And so we broke the myth that only Indian cricketers who played the game at the highest level can only contribute. We broke that and we came up with a different concept of using data and analytics to provide and make the coaches see something which they have not seen totally. A completely different perception was given to them, which was very, very helpful.